Hi guys, welcome to Sean Watson Davis TV. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you would, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, put a heart in comments, and share this video with at least one person right now. Do that right now for me, please. Thank you so much. Today I am joined here with Reverend Dr. Melvin T. Jones and his lovely wife, Minister Sallie L. Teacher Jones. They are a wonderfully married couple. They have been married for 48 years as of this coming June. They have not only experienced a longevity marriage, they have also experienced a divorce in that Reverend Jones has been married once before he was married to Sallie. They have experienced the premarital counseling of couples in their churches. They have experienced marital counseling. In fact, Reverend Jones co-officiated the marriage between Magic Johnson and his wife Cookie. So they bring to this conversation a lot of experience with respect to life, love, and marriage. I have written a book series titled 101 Conversational Questions for Couples, Families, and Friends. It is a 3-part series devoted to communication. And because of my understanding of their professions, Sallie has also been a teacher as well as their ministerial experience. I'm well aware that they have a lot of practical knowledge with respect to communication. Communication is one of the top 3 reasons cited for marital disruption, for divorce, in fact. And as we are striving to do better in all aspects of our lives, I have asked them to talk to us about the importance of education and how they feel my book series can be beneficial to couples and to parents as they raise children, to people such as teachers and coaches and program leaders, people working in the development of young people. And so that's what our conversation is going to be about at this time. So ladies first, Sallie, if you would please share with our viewers what your experience has been with marriage, with teaching, with coaching, and any entity where you feel that a communication series such as this one would be beneficial.
Thank you, Sean. I perused the book and I really love the ground rules that you have
page
here.
19, huh?
Right, page 19, the ground rules, the do's and the don'ts.
Yes.
Okay. Traveling, I've traveled with puppeteer groups. Okay. We did that for about 27 years. Okay. All over the United States, the Bahamas, and the Virgin Islands.
Absolutely.
I was blessed to take young people too and be with them there, as well as a number of schools and all of that. And then also my band groups, especially starting at the White Ridge, where we would travel to competitions and different things, or Cedar Point, our ending trip.
Yes.
And quite honestly, I wished I had had something like this, because I love the questions. There is a page where you have here, and I think I lost my page, but it was where you said, "Who said this?" And that was who spoke these famous words.
There
is
that's a
nothing
little historical.
to fear except fear itself. But
Yes.
it teaches our young people some of the sayings they hear a lot.
Yes.
For instance, let thy food be thy medicine.
Yes.
It was Socrates.
That's right.
Long time ago.
Yes.
But it also gives them an opportunity to get into who was Socrates. Be the change you want to see in the world. We've heard that one all the time. A lot of people don't know it was Gandhi.
That's right.
That is really, really nice. Also, when going back to the do's and don'ts for marriage couples, for couples, I think it's so important. We realize there's a respect when we have conversations with each other that we need to use. And so I love the ideas you have about not belittling, not using profane language. And I know some people do that in their homes. It's just, some people just natural. It's a natural thing.
Right.
But at the same time, what are we teaching our children? And especially if we're coming from a Christian perspective, because the Bible already says it's not something we should do. Right. So I'm really excited about it. It's also so basic. I could see the kids asking us, "Do you play the lottery, Daddy?" And if so,
and then some laughter would come out of that one too, right?
and my kids know that one of my favorite shows on TV right now is Lottery Dream House.
Oh yes, I love that too. Absolutely,
and
yes.
So I think it would pull kids away, and I'm not sure which one my husband has, but I think it would also get them out of tablets so much. For instance, I'm going to suggest it to my daughter, definitely, because she has a no tablet policy in her home during a week.
Okay.
They can only use their technology on the weekends unless it's for school.
Okay.
But this would be great
Absolutely.
on their long ride home, because trust me, they have a nice long ride from Alexandria, Virginia to Bowie, Maryland. And this would be something great that she could use. One suggestion for you. It would be wonderful if you put this series out on CD or something, so that parents who are driving.
Yes, and it is on Kindle download. Yes, wonderful. It is. Wonderful. I'm glad you made that suggestion, because I forgot to say that the book series is on Amazon.com for purchase.
Thank you for sharing
this. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for your commentary. You, Pastor?
Well, I think Sallie always speaks. No, she speaks inductively, and I generally speak deductively.
Okay.
So let me summarize what I think I have in my hand philosophically.
Absolutely.
From what I've been able to observe, is first of all identifying a problem, because often people tend to think that each other are the problem, rather than identifying the problem. And so I think this kind of, gets to that in an inductive way. Once you identify the problem, then try to discover what those solutions are. And again, I think a compilation of this nature begins to help in that discovery. Usually, if you come away from that kind of inquiry with at least 1, 2, or 3 things that you think are valuable, then select one of those things and try one of those things. And if that one doesn't work, try the next one that you didn't select, which is just, I think, a good way of not making each other the problem, but really trying to discover the problem, so that you're attacking the problem and not each other.
Right.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I say that when you talk about the smaller things, It provides practice. It's not triggering. These books are really to provide good conversation, to promote thinking, and the art of communicating. The art of conversation, which will be skill building, which will then in turn build strong families. Fewer people are marrying. The divorce rate is kind of leveling off. People are waiting to become older to marry, and we believe that that is why there's some leveling off of the divorce rate. African American children are suffering under not having, people don't quite understand, I think, that what happens when there's not a dual parent household, then that cuts down not only on the financial support to the family, but it also cuts down on the supervision of the family. And so the kids are not guided in very important routines. It's almost like you lose both parents in a way. I was raised by a single parent. My mom and dad had been married for 16 years, divorced when I was approximately 3. And then in my marriage, I raised my kids with the dad intact. So I got to kind of compare and contrast the two. And one of the things that I could definitely see was that second person being there to guide and to supervise and to make certain that kids were on task. That produces higher academic accomplishment oftentimes as well. When there are two loving adults that are mature and that work together and come in and out of good times and bad times, but they do it elegantly and peacefully and so forth. It is teaching. And when we're in the car together and traveling together and discussing questions, it's academic. It's showing them, that there's all these different academic tools for stimulating. And so I am concerned about the academic achievement of our children and the survival of our families. These books and your testimonial as to the value of books such as these, I greatly appreciate, because I am on a mission for the support of families and children and relationships in general. I just feel like people are a bit too weak and fragile. As soon as they hit a disagreement, they seem to just crumble. And they go in their separate directions and kind of just stay on that page and never repair. And that's not showing themselves and the eyes that are onlooking in children. It's showing children how to devalue and fail at relationships as opposed to how to repair.
Books like this are, what is book is so practical in terms of how to apply wisdom. A number of books are really philosophic, and though they contain good information, sometimes it's hard to get at, but it seems to me that you've worked through the philosophy down to the practical application, which I think is very beneficial to the ordinary family, because they don't have to have a master's degree to understand it.
Exactly. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Pastor.
Pastor is the type of person that when we travel, he doesn't talk.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a talker.
Yeah.
And so I'm talking to him and he's not responding. I'm like, did you hear me?
Right.
We'll have some fun going to Alabaster.
That's right.
We're going to have to get the books.
That's right.
I like this one. I think this one is so rich at how you bring the scriptures into. The biblical description of love includes patience and kindness. How would you rate yourself in these two areas? I think that would be rich for a throw out to church members to see how they would respond.
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, because I think it makes us think.
Absolutely.
His sermon last week was on change, the change that people should see in you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look in the mirror, not the mirror to see your own face, but the mirror to see your character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
mm-hmm.
what is patience do they see? And I think this is a very wonderful way to get to it with children. Well, with everybody, but especially with children now who are so into social media and can so quickly get hurt when they don't look like, people think you're supposed to look.
Sure.
Which really makes me say one last thing. I was very self-conscious a little bit before this about my fall. And I busted my lip and my nose and got a bump on my head. What finally the Holy Spirit dropped into me after we got ready to get started was, Jesus didn't come back for those who are not bruised.
That's right.
Your bruises are they're just the things that God, that he fixes them up for you.
Yep.
Okay, because he was bruised.
Yes, he was.
For our iniquities.
Yes, he was.
With his stripes, we are healed.
Yes.
And so, who God sees, when God looks at us, is inside.
Yep.
This helps us to truly, truly get to that.
Amen.
And help our children to grow in grace.
Mm-hmm.
And in the knowledge of him. Thank you. Thank you.
So again, I want to thank you all for tuning in to Sean Watson Davis TV. If you would, please hit that subscribe button, the like button, leave a heart in comments, and share this video with at least one person. And I'd like to thank Reverend and Minister Jones for joining us here today. Mm-hmm. And blessings go with you as you turn the chapter and the page and go into a season of rest and really being able to enjoy one another. Well deserved.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay.